Welcome to Muskegon Community College Writing Center's workshop, Understanding and Avoiding Plagiarism. This workshop isn't about catching people doing something wrong. It's about protecting your voice, your work, your future, and the intellectual property of others. Plagiarism is one of those topics that can feel scary or punitive, but at its core, this is about learning how knowledge works, who creates it, how we give credit, and how you enter that conversation honestly. What this workshop covers: we're going to define what plagiarism actually is, and just as importantly, what it is not. We'll look at common types, including ones students accidentally fall into. We'll cover citation basics, talk honestly about AI, and end with practical strategies you can use right away so this doesn't become a last minute panic issue. Why integrity matters. Integrity isn't just a rule, it's a habit. Every time you cite correctly, you're saying, I know where this idea came from, and I respect that labor. In the future, you will want people to respect your labor as well. When credit disappears, so do people, often people whose work already gets overlooked. There are also real world stakes here: grades, academic records, scholarships, and professional trust. But there's another cost we don't talk about enough, which is that plagiarism robs you of learning how to think and write for yourself. So, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is using someone else's work without giving credit, whether that's on purpose or by accident. And it's not just copying words, it's ideas, data, images, charts, code, translations, slides, even AI generated text. All of that counts. There's also self plagiarism, which surprises students. Reusing your own past work without permission can still be misrepresenting effort. What is not plagiarism? Well, common knowledge doesn't need citation. Things everyone can verify easily from many sources. Your original thinking doesn't need citation either. But the moment you bring in outside material, you need to signal that clearly. Quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing are not problems. Uncited borrowing is. Some common types of plagiarism. Direct copying is obvious. Patch writing is sneakier. It's when you keep the source's structure but swap words. Inadequate paraphrase happens when you're too close to the original. AI misuse and collusion fall here too. Many plagiarism cases aren't really about cheating so much as they're about misunderstanding these boundaries. How do you know when you should quote, paraphrase, or summarize? Well, quoting is best when the wording itself matters. Paraphrasing shows you understand a specific idea and can explain it in your own voice and words. Summarizing zooms out and condenses the big picture. All three are legitimate, and all three require citation. Citations are not interruptions, they're signposts. Signal phrases like according to or as X argues help your reader follow the conversation. Think of it as like inviting your sources onto the page and then responding to them. Take a look at these examples of patch writing versus ethical paraphrase. In the first student example, the structure and meaning stay almost identical to the original. They're just rearranged. That's still plagiarism, especially without citation. The improved version changes structure, credits the source, and adds analysis. That last part, your response, is what turns information into learning. Take a look at these examples here of in-text citation basics. You can see MLA versus APA. You don't need to memorize every rule here, but what matters is consistency and clarity. If you quote, include a locator like a page number when possible. And every in-text citation must match something on your works cited page or reference page, and vice versa. Regarding signal phrases that blend sources smoothly, consider that the verbs you use matter. Argues, challenges, demonstrates. These verbs show that you're thinking critically, not just reporting information. You're having a dialogue with your sources. You're pushing back, you're probing, you're questioning, you're agreeing, you're disagreeing. You're not a messenger, you're an analyst. Now take a look at this example of integrating a quote. The weak example drops a quote with no context and no explanation. The stronger version sets up the quote, includes it, and then explains why it matters. That explanation is where your grade and your thinking actually live. It's where the interpretation and the argument take place. What about summarizing multiple sources? Well, this is where synthesis comes in. Instead of listing sources one by one or grouping them by ideas or findings, use transitions to show agreement, tension, or progression between sources and your own critical thinking. That's what college level writing looks like. So, what are some common pitfalls and fixes for plagiarism? Most plagiarism problems come from time pressure, not bad intentions. Starting earlier, incorporating better time management, using multiple sources, and checking citations as you go solves most issues. Writing from notes instead of from the source itself is especially powerful, especially when you are paraphrasing. How about collaboration versus collusion? While working together is often encouraged, but there are limits. Brainstorming and peer review are fine when allowed. Having someone rewrite your work or paying for answers is not. When in doubt, ask and acknowledge help. Check out this should I cite quick flow chart. If the idea or wording didn't originate entirely from you, cite it. If you're unsure whether something counts as common knowledge, err on the side of citation. It's the safest. Citations never hurt your grade, but missing ones do. Well, then what about AI in writing? AI can be a useful tool, but it cannot replace your thinking or your writing. Never submit AI generated text as your own. Be transparent if you use it, protect your privacy, and always verify information. AI can confidently make things up, and it's capable of hallucinating. It's best to use your own words and critical thinking at every point, and utilizing AI as a peer review, a sounding board, and a research assistant. What is some ethical prompt engineering for AI then? Well, how you ask matters. Ask AI for structure, questions, or process help, but not finished work. If your course allows AI use, acknowledge it. Guardrails protect both your integrity and your learning. Well, then, what are some sample prompts, ethical versus risky, for AI? These ethical prompts in the example support learning. The risky ones are about hiding work or gaming detection systems. That's a shortcut with long term consequences. When it comes to images, figures, and data, visuals require citation too. Use the licensed images, credit data sources, and label adapted figures clearly. Alt text matters. It's part of ethical and accessible communication. When it comes to your works cited or references pages, take a look at these quick patterns. You don't need perfection on day one. Focus on patterns. Author, title, source, date. Formatting details matter, but accuracy matters more. If you want a formula for taking notes that helps you avoid patch writing, use a three-column system where you separate quotes, your paraphrase, and why the ideas matter into three separate columns. Close the source before drafting too, that helps. Put it in your own words. Color code your analysis also, so you can literally see your own thinking amongst all of your notes and source material. And just remember, integrity is a time management strategy. Plagiarism prevention isn't about fear, it's about planning. Break assignments into steps. Use focused writing sessions. Start early and ask for help whenever you need it. Integrity thrives with time. And also, you'll save yourself a lot of time and grief and stress by turning in strong work based in your integrity versus something plagiarized that you may have to take a zero or redo in the process to earn the honest grade. It's not a bad idea to have a plagiarism prevention checklist before you turn in your work. Before submitting, pause and audit your work. Ask these questions honestly. Did I distinguish my ideas from sources? Did I paraphrase with new structure and diction? Are all quotes and quotation marks with locators? Does every in-text citation match the works cited or references page or vice versa? Did I acknowledge AI, tutors, and per class policy? And did I proofread for accidental patch writing? This checklist is your safety net and will save you time, grief, and your grade in the future. Keep in mind you have tools and resources at your disposal as well. You're not alone. The Writing Center, librarians, databases, your instructors, and citation tools exist to help you succeed. Always check your syllabus for course-specific rules too. Now, if you have any questions, what can you do from there? Well, you can bring it into your instructor, you can look at your assignment guidelines once more, and you can come on down to the Writing Center where we would be happy to help you. Try paraphrasing one real source today. See how that feels. And if AI or collaboration rules are unclear, email your professor. Protecting your voice is worth the extra step. It's going to save you time. Thank you for utilizing the Muskegon Community College Writing Center's asynchronous workshops.